from everywhere, across the universe. Disclaimer, some subjects may be difficult for people to listen to. Sorry, turn off now. G. Dane, Virginia Harper, Dan Cassone, Tony Klein, everyone's getting themselves set and ready. We're here live on Facebook. Facebook, YouTube. Look, Tony Klein, Virginia Diaz Harper, comedian G. Dane. Tony knows Brenda. You've all been sauced in the Sidians. If you didn't watch her show, it'll be on tonight, the Fakakta PG version, where I can't say that I dropped my fork on the ship on the way to the Falkland Islands.
Oh, not the Falkland Islands. Oh, God.
I sent that to her. I'm like, I was gonna say it was a story. I was like, but no. It's fun. You guys please. You gotta make
What
G.
Falkland Islands are you talking about?
The Falkland Islands, you know. Their Spanish name is the
The Virgin Islands?
Islas Malvinas is
Oh, God.
translates to
Right next to Uranus.
it's Uranus. Uranus.
Oh, let's go ahead and smudge the mic tonight. Let's get it going on. We're going to take some fun.
Yeah, we're going to talk about life and death. I just lost somebody, my cousin, Marcia. Well, I'll show you her picture, and her daughter, who's my second cousin. She was a Rockette, but it wasn't her first time passing away. That's the interesting time I remembered. I went to go visit my cousin Elaine, but she was all Xanaxed out and took a nap. So I was out by her house and ended up doing DoorDash for a little while and didn't go see her. Crazy. So her mom passed away on an operating table and saw her father and uncle who had passed on an elevator, and they kept saying, "It's not your time, go back." And they were pressing buttons, and then she came back. And that's what a lot of people experience, as someone they knew in their life to either guide them or send them back from the two other people that I know. I'm not sure if anyone had experiences with near death, or life. You know, take a big enough hit on a vape and you can experience near life and death.
DMT?
Yeah, EMP. DMT. Yeah, Tony, you were recently in the hospital. You know, you hear any chimes when people are born or die? I mean, that's where that happens.
How you doing, Tony?
Well, you know, when I was in the hospital, the only thing I could hear were the echoes of the Holocaust of boneless children from the hole in my testicles.
God. Did that thing really come out of there? Or that was just a prop?
But the strongest stayed. The strongest stayed. The strongest stayed.
Well, I mean, they didn't really have a choice. They're kind of kid jerky right now, where there's been 2 vasectomies, and then, you know, you count that whole packed with Epsom salt. Mind you, I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that right now. Put salt in a hole in your balls and tell me how you feel about it.
John Wayne.
Worse than childbirth. I'm sorry. I'll say it as a woman in the room. What Tony has gone through is worse than childhood, because at least you have something to show from it after the fact. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and they, them. All right. When a person that has balls, and if you want to go, what is the proper term? Let's give the room the proper term. Scrotum issues. Look, see, you want to laugh and be funny about it? No, that's a serious deal, and I give you so much honor in that.
And one's just... Hey, so that's some true. That's some true shit. I heard you was in the hospital. That's some true shit for real. That's why you was in the hospital. Jesus. Oh man.
No, he was keeping it 100.
Hey, for real. Wow. I thought you was joking. Damn. I was wondering. I was like. Then he was out the hospital. I'm like, oh, it must have been something minor. That's not minor. Shit. That's not minor at all.
How are you feeling now?
Damn.
I believe nowadays the kids these days would like to refer to themselves as men, you know. I think I got them beat.
Hand over fist, fucker.
Did you feel like you were gonna die at some point? Like start saying prayers?
Yeah, I think you got the guy who came to beat.
I'm not Catholic, but apparently, you know, they're really religious out here. So I got to talk about some last rites.
Nice. Wow. What if you're
Wow.
left-handed?
That's what I
Just
told him. It's
asking.
like we're gonna have to like have the death of a stranger because you know my right hand's a little tired and my left hand's numb for no reason. So we'll have to figure it out and see what it does.
Well, I had a near-death experience yesterday. I don't know if anyone here is Christian or Catholic, but my Colombian wife, I went to church with her because I remember when I was a kid, I used to go with my friend and he'd go to synagogue with me. And so I went with her. It's all in Spanish. And then I was looking and, I kept seeing that guy up on the cross. And I'm like, Katya, can somebody help the Jew down off the cross when the service is done? I'm like, come on, they just leave him up there. And I realized his ribs look like God is actually holding him. Like that's what
You do,
ribs are. It's like God actually holding our bodies. That's
you do
kind of
know that when
wild.
Jesus comes back, the last thing he's going to want to see is a crucifix, right?
Right.
Of course. I call it the Jew stick.
Yeah, I think Jesus was the real scapegoat there. I don't think Christ was the one sent to die for the sins of man. I think Judas is the one that paid for all that. Think about it. He's the only one that was not forgiven.
Yeah, even though all his fault. Virginia's
Virginia, talk about it. Oh Lord, oh Lord. There she
the
go.
internet.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
talk about near death. Hey, you talk about near death experiences and shit. I'm black. I have one every time I step out the motherfucking door.
So what is it like? Do you leave your body?
Shit, when the ice jumps out, you leave your motherfucking shoes and everything.
I
You
can
go
tell
off that
you,
shit. You leave your body
when
behind,
the
all kinds of shit. Kids, beer,
Damn.
chop weed, everything.
I know I once hit this so hard I
I don't know.
passed out. My Katya thought I was dead. All I remember is I'm sitting there, my blood pressure just dropped, and she's like, go to the doctor, go to the hospital. I'm just like, I'm a man. I'm like, yeah, next month. Like,
Inhale it through your nose. Close your mouth and hit it through your nose and use your
oh,
nostrils to.
it's funny you said that because I have an inhaler, like one of those Vicks inhalers, and I actually put it in my mouth and thought it was the vape, so I hit the inhaler.
Nah, that's what she said. But the
I
cold part is, me
That's
and my boy
beautiful.
Brooklyn's on the phone. He made a joke about that. I was like, man, what the hell? What happened to Steve, man? Man, I hope he didn't fall out. He was like, he probably fucking passed out. He probably dead. And he busted up laughing. I said, don't say that. Fucking 10 minutes later, he really did pass the fuck out.
I didn't have any dreams or see. I actually did see out of my body in a sense. I guess I was in another realm,
You better stop
but
fucking with that spice.
scary. So that's why I
Smoke
don't
weed.
trust the government. The minute the government legalizes it, it's poison. That's I miss
Shit,
like
if he
real
took a
stuff.
dab hit,
When I had a
he took a dab hit, took a wax dab hit, man, you'd be a cadaver.
That's narcotics level weed. Colorado, I saw that, and I'm like, I saw a kid take a gram hit of dab, almost kill himself to try and impress my daughter. Oh, and then his
damn,
girlfriend walked
I
in.
just
His
survived a
girlfriend walked in
stroke.
and went, "Who's the bitch?" My daughter's like, "Dad, sign me up."
Wait,
That's no fun and
just
shit.
impress your
Talking like
daughter?
the wrong.
What happened to Dad? What, Dad?
Just impress your daughter?
Yeah. He was like this little guy with tattoos. He looked like a Pokemon. He had red hair, spiked up. He was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, his friend's like, "Oh, I dare you to do like a gram dab." And he's like, "All right." My daughter just sitting there like barely like smoking. Like, then the girlfriend walked in. She just, "Dad, let's go." And I'm like, "Huh? Okay." My daughter's fast. We sold a house in Colorado, and after like not 2 years ago, and the neighbor was trying to get like money for the fence that like the tenant's dog ruined. So the next day he comes by, and my daughter and I sitting in the garage going through stuff, and all of a sudden she starts yelling at me like she is pissed, and I'm like, "What are you yelling at me for?" I'm like, and then she's like, "Dad, the neighbor came by, and I saw him poke his head in the garage. He disappeared faster and he will not come back. Honey, if my kids ever talk to me the way that door, I'm gonna kill them." No, so yeah, my friend had. I remember my friend who I
Oh,
lost. He also had dreams of his father, and then after he had his defibrillator pacemaker, Stephen Buckman, one of my best friends at 37, probably the youngest person in the country to have one. Within about 2 years, he had another dream. We hung out, and 2 days later, he passed. And
Well,
it's just,
that's crazy. I've had dreams where I talk to my dad.
yeah.
So
What does he
it's
tell
great.
you?
It's crazy when that happens. I know
Shit, I mean,
we just hung out. We had a good time. He's like, look after your mom. I'm like, yeah, you know.
hey,
But
well,
what
y'all
do you know?
still lucky. I'm black. I'm still having dreams of having a dad. Ain't that about a bitch?
Nah, he gets. He's letting you know
Motherfucker.
that he's all right. He's like just letting you
Well,
know he's okay. Then
your dad's never gone. All you gotta do is really look in the mirror, and that's what
you are the
there's your dad
best
right
of your
there.
father. You are the best of your father, man.
I
You
certainly
came from
am.
the
That's
sack. The sack is important, baby. That's the jewels.
Apparently, it's
that, and
this
that is
is this
why
is
I love him with all my
it's
heart
not
and
a
soul.
joke, but
Yes,
I, it's not a
yeah,
joke.
but
But
I
it
got
took
to
my
hang out
They said that I was the best of my dad too, but I
before he
was one of
passed
those
away. I got
spit
to hang
rub-in seeds that got caught between the teeth.
Did she just wipe her mouth and wipe her tits?
no. It's possible. They say if you have a hole in your abdomen or in your anus, anal or oral, it can actually end up getting you pregnant if you have a small perforation in your like somewhere in
Like
your.
shit.
fissures or
Fuck it.
something.
Same
Like,
thing happened.
yeah,
It's magic.
That's
it's
crazy.
The
science.
water
Remember,
It
I was
just,
picked out of the
life
teeth.
finds a way, like a
But
flow of water.
what are the chances?
shit got
Right.
What are the
out of
chances?
ovary.
I'm the sperm that made it out of all that math. I'm the sperm that won. You know what I mean? So I was either rubbed in through the spit, picked out of the teeth on the fingertip, or I was swallowed and fought through the juices to find the egg.
Oh,
But
be
where does the
delicate.
life
Maybe it
come
was
from?
just rubbed on the panties.
You can mix them together, but what
Okay.
makes
He is
the
being
life?
delicate.
Where does that life come
All
from?
cotton panties.
Maybe it
Chonies.
came out of an eye
All right.
into a beer.
I can promise you this: my retardation is not due to an extra chromosome. There's a lot of physical damage.
So
Maybe it came out of an eyedropper into a beer cap.
my my,
Turkey baster into a
What are
fucking
we, musk children?
Q-tip.
I'm not a
my,
musk
my
baby.
birthday's in my birthday's in September, so I asked my mom, was I a New Year celebration? And she's like, yeah.
Beginning of September? When in September, Dan?
Actually, I was born 2 weeks late. I was born on the 13th, and I'm like, so I did the math, and I'm like, wait, no, that would be December 31st. I'm like, so I went, and my dad would deny it. My
Fucking
dad would totally
New
deny
Year's
it.
Eve.
A couple of years after my dad passed, I went to my mom. I'm like, was I a New Year celebration? She's like, yes, you. My sister was Valentine's Day.
When
You're Virgo.
your daughter goes, wait, you and mom were married in August and I was born in December? The math doesn't work.
My mom's from Thailand, and you got Steve knows her, and comedy G Dane knows my mama Tam. But for those that aren't aware of her, she was the type that she had what people call the Irish twins, the Puerto Rican twins. She's like, God damn, Virginia, I have one baby on my hip at 6 months, and I'm pregnant and have your sister. The fuck wrong with me? The dick's so good, I fuck up.
Like not enough Full Metal Jacket in your household.
No, he was in the airport. He supplied the Full Metal.
Love. Oh. Virginia's one of my favorite people.
Sorry. Blame Canada.
But where does the life come from? Is it something, the life that enters a baby or doesn't?
Nobody knows. No, even Einstein said that there's got to be something. There's got to be like some kind of spark somewhere. You know.
Well, I'm not sure what it is that causes it or holds on, because one thing I can tell you from this experience side of things, like when I had my stroke, I don't recall anything. The only thing I remember doing is seeing a traffic light coming off of a straw from the dollar bill that I snorted that line out of. And then I woke up like that, instantaneous. I went from snorting a line into a passenger seat of a car at a traffic light in Hazel Green, Alabama, and woke up in a recliner in my parents' bedroom, drawn up like this, right? And not able to function or anything. This was 4 days later.
Wow.
I don't remember anything but darkness. That's it.
Damn.
I woke up
You were in between
with
nowhere.
my dad eyeball to eyeball with me, poking me in my other eye with his fingertip. This motherfucker was doing this shit, poking the shit out of my eye. Like, we were going to let you die. That was the exact words. You were going to die. We were going to let that happen. You did that to yourself. Fuck you. That's what I was up.
That's your near death. Damn it.
Yeah, that's near death. All right.
And it was your, you know what? And everyone around you that chose not to be there in that time of need, they were in your near death too. That was a near death experience for them. And imagine the darkness in them that they will find because they weren't even there to look after their own kin. That's fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. That's fucked up. I hate that for you.
You're good.
I hate that for you. I know that you're not the person that would do that to someone else, right?
Those people are that miserable.
No, man.
Good on you.
Come running. Come running.
And you did. You noticed that on. I'm not apologizing, but next time I'll just go like this, y'all. But thank you for making it apparent for us to see what you're going through. So many, I've seen men and women, anyone, human, that are willing to take so much suffering thinking that this is what life is. That's life. All right, I'm going to ride this motherfucker out till I die. And when we allow the Holy Spirit, allow God to intercede and say, like, look, you know what, motherfucker, I'm going to make you move because I know you have a lot of living to do. And then you make choices to save your own self. And that's so commendable, because in this time in life, you have to drag a horse to water, push their fucking head in the fucking water, let them fucking get waterboarded by the water, and they still won't drink. You know what I mean? So you putting it out there allowed all of us to, you know, you don't know me from Adam and you love me. And you putting it out there allowed all of us to, in our own way, interact. You know, like G. Dane said that he wasn't sure, but he was sure in his heart that if it was, I'm going to pray for my homeboy. And that's how G. Dane is. And even Captain Insane having a line of communication in this day and age in 2025. We were with you while you were in your darkness. And even Dawn and Dan and all the girls and everyone, we were with you, man. Okay, so just if you want to see the blessing and the curse, you know, hand over, you know, just know that that motherfucker said good on you. Well, you know what? We said good on you. You're going to make it. Okay, so thank you for allowing us the chance to, well, fuck, I'm not a mind reader, you know. I'm a woman and I ain't a mind reader. So thank you. I'm grateful for you. So fucking that's dead. Tell me about some living. What do you think about like the whole birth scenario? Like, where did that all come from? Do you really think that we just like appeared like the fucking universe out of dust and then all of a sudden we're here? No, or do you feel like we have like...
No,
well, there's something. There definitely is a soul, you know, and they're all different.
I'll just wait to die and ask the motherfucker myself.
I think we're all a frequency, man. Like, seriously, I don't believe heaven is what we think it is. I don't think hell is what we think it is. And I really believe God is not what we think it is.
Yeah, I believe it's more of a construction.
I would not be surprised.
They know.
See that right?
Now, you keep me doing that now. Come on.
Children under 3 years old know the universal knowledge until they cross over to our world.
Yeah, baby. Oh, hi, baby. Hi.
Hi, I can't help it, darling. I know I'm up to God.
She's a big girl already.
Say, be happy.
Be happy.
Be happy.
Love each other.
Love is
always
live life. Happy.
Oh.
Happy.
That's
great.
my
That's what you
that's
did.
my home girl. This
Yeah.
I didn't do that. That's my Big Daddy fuck shit up.
We came here to
Oh,
talk.
before I
trash
go on, I got to share a moment. I don't mean to go on a tangent, but when Captain Insane came to my house, you heard all that mischief back there, right? When Captain Insane came to my house, we were on my front porch, and you know, Tony, we just stayed on the porch for a while shooting the shit, and we were loud. So I'm like, let's take this in the house to the other backside. So as we're walking through, I have this little tiny Buddha fountain, all right, in the middle of my kitchen. And as Captain Insane, Mr. Jewish himself, passed the threshold of the fucking Buddha, my husband's behind Captain Insane, and the Buddha went. Buddha knew he was the chosen one.
Can't sell that
So
either.
here we go again. How many years later? Here's Brian crossing the threshold with Insane and breaking shit.
Grandchildren that weren't even there yet. Oh, look at that. Oh, God.
But see, I didn't do it, so I ain't gonna have to clean it up.
That's my 12-year-old self, still making chaos.
I'm just completely amused that we came here to talk trash about conspiracies and we got babies and kittens going on.
You know, hey, it's what upstage things. All we have to do is hashtag babies, hashtag kittens, and then we're in the algorithm.
Death, life.
Scrotum, death, kitten, baby.
Something, man.
Being that I was born Jewish and went to a Hebrew school, I was exposed to many things most weren't. But my daughter recently asked me, who's in her 30s, she said, "What do you really believe, Dad?" I said, "Here's what I really believe. Life is basically hell. This is where we're at the lowest point of the spiritual realm, where we can do all the things that we can in this realm, and only this realm. Once you leave this realm, it's like a clock. There are steps you have to go back to the collective of the souls, which is like a pool, and that pool is what God is, and that's all of us combined. And then life recycles and cleanses itself and comes back to life. But when they say that there's more and more humans, there is no end to that energy. What do you think, Tony?
Well, I got to stop you there because you got me fucked up with the whole clock thing. I refuse to believe that when I tried to straighten my life out, everything I have now as a half-crippled man has 12 fucking steps. That's down to the meeting, back out of the meeting, the steps I have to work, and the numbers on your clock. What are you doing to me right now?
It's a cycle. Everything's a cycle. Everything has a pattern and a purpose. Yes, those steps are important. If those steps weren't in place, I wouldn't still be analyzing my own behavior when I act like a 12-year-old kid.
That's what they made Depends for.
That's what they made Cetralin for.
Here's something I like.
Prozac. I
like to tell people, and you can use it. All y'all can use it, whether you read the Bible or not. I use this throughout a lot of shit. And when I was in the cult rehab, I got called out for using it because they said I was threatening people with the Bible. Yeah, I'm not kidding. My favorite verse, this is my life verse right here. It's Proverbs 18:6. And what it says, a fool's lips enter a fight and his mouth welcomes a beating. I say that to everyone that brings religion my way, and especially people that puke the Bible at me when they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Proverbs 18:6. Why don't you go check it out? Reread.
See, I read it.
Fool's lips enter a fight and his mouth welcomes a beating.
Makes sense.
Talk shit to me one more time about things you don't know, and I will.
Well,
I'll rape you.
I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in religion. I believe in the spiritual being, because religion, the word itself, is exactly what it is. Religion. It was meant to bring people back together because they had nothing to believe in. Think of the Romans.
Belief is doubt. You know that, right?
Belief is a way to having. Belief in the beginning was because we were scared. We didn't know what lightning was. We didn't know what earthquakes are. There must be gods controlling this because we're not doing it. Nobody else could do it. We don't have that kind of power. The Indians have all these gods. The Jews have one, but how can they all be the same? How can there only be one? What is really God? God isn't. I don't even think it is what we think.
Because he's omnipotent. It's not everywhere. He's you, he's me, he's everybody. We are one.
So God is G. Dane. God is Captain Insane. God is Tony Klein. God is Dan Cassoni. God is Virginia. Look at all what Jesus brought in tonight. You know what I mean? Just the fact that's one man's story. One man's story. Okay. So many times, I mean, I remember working in customer service, and one of the best meetings we had is when we were all eating on the company dime. And we were supposed to like tell the manager or the general manager or even the area manager, he was like, we're going to play a listening game. And then you whisper something into like a sentence. Let's see, the rabbit jumped over the mountain and it climbed over a river. Something bullshit, right? And then you put it in one person's ear, and by the end of fucking 12 fucking disciples of the fucking marketplace, it turned out to be the rabbit went swimming somewhere. It was like, oh, got lost in translation because how many ears got to hear it, right? But see, when we all found out and we're all realizing that it's the conscious of the Christ that's in us. I believe that, you know what, that Buddha learned from Christ. You know what I mean? And Christ learned from Buddha. My mom always taught me, and my dad wasn't super religious because he was raised in Catholicism. But I found that in his death, I got to witness how his Catholicism gave him peace and respite, and he was able to speak on his behalf in the living. I saw him using his bed sheet as rosary beads, you know, and whispering from his words as he's on a, you know, stage 4 COPD deathbed. But he was still doing what he learned, something that he never practiced, but he did it in his near death. And I sat there watching as a child. I'm like, my dad taught me in the living that if someone asks you what kind of religion you are, what kind of Christian you are, you tell them that you're Gideon. All right. You show up in the places that fucking other people don't show up. Motels, six-pack, come on, Gideon Bibles. Come on now. Come on, folks. You know the shit that happens in fucking hotels and motels. Right. The Gideons in the side. That's that's the Christian you are.
Now, I mean, like, I believe in God, but when it comes to Bibles and churches,
what's that, Dan?
But when it comes to Bibles and churches, I'm kind of different on that. See, like, the Bible has been translated and retranslated for centuries, and then there's been no factual proof of any of it. You know, but I do believe in God as a construct, as something within inside of you. I do believe in the soul. I do believe that, you know, there is much more, but as of an actual religious practice, it's kind of weird. I grew up Catholic. I'm Roman descent. I mean, like, you all should hate me right now. And
well, now you know you made amends because you got a fucking Southtown fucking Pope, all right, from Chicago, South Side, fucking American.
But yeah,
black.
So. But that's how I feel about the. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to bring some humor to this shit. I'm black, so religion was forced on us. You got your face all greased the fuck up. You know, you go to Sunday school. It's long as hell. You know, I didn't even know my motherfucking preacher was a light skin until I got taller because I couldn't see past the big ass hats. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea. But we were forced to, you know, you're Baptist. That's what you're born into. I'm of no religion. I'm a Rasta. I'm believing in the universe, but the creator God is he's fucking amazing as a motherfucker. Look at me. I mean, look at me. I'm stabbed, shot. I'm in some fucked up situation. Look at me. I'm here with you motherfuckers right now. I'm doing awesome right now. I swear to God.
That's right.
You get no better than this on the Sunday. I'm blessed like a motherfucker. Only he, whatever you want to call him. Get nasty, motherfucker. I had 8 arms. I don't give a fuck. If you pray with hot coals in your ass, that's what you do. But that's what you believe in. That's what you believe in. But I'm just part of the universe. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be with you, motherfuckers, right now. I don't really do religion. I mean, I do Catholic when it's Ash Wednesday because unlike niggas with the communion company, pass out for little cheap ass grape juice. When the Catholic Church passes around a chalice with real wine in the motherfucker.
I remember my grandfather. I was
They
9
passed
years
me the
old, and my grandfather would give me
doubted it.
schnapps.
Schnapps,
Dad, Vader gave me schnapps. He gave me
raspberry,
what?
blackberry schnapps.
Peppermint schnapps. To schnapp.
Sponsored by
1974.
Peppermint Schnapps.
Challah and schnapps. The first time I got drunk was at
How much does
Passover.
Challah cost?
Huh? How much?
How much does Holocaust?
Holocaust. An arm and a leg.
Hala, hala,
Ah.
See, Tony's part
hala.
Jewish. He's got a Jew in him. He gave a ball for. God said, "All right, let's see if he can live with this. We'll make him famous."
You know what's crazy? You know, they say Judas ate too, right? Well, at least he had the common decency to take himself out afterwards.
So was it really him? I mean, what do you say? Jesus, look, I'm going to tell them where you are. Like they didn't know. It's the only guy celebrating Passover.
Well, I mean, look, he had to know. Jesus knew everything there was to know, apparently, and he even told the disciples what they were gonna do. Okay. Now, if I recall correctly, one of them denied him in public 3 times before the rooster crowed. Right? What happens when you deny Christ? It's blasphemy, right? That's the ultimate sin. No forgiveness. But yet, he's up there. Enoch is translated. He's up there. He's not even dead yet. You know what I mean? We don't know what the fuck about him. We just read the book.
Enoch is Noah's grandfather.
But he's still alive.
Noah is not a human. He was born glowing.
Man, you didn't know that. No, owe me $10.
He must have been black with all that lotion he put on Sunday. You know, when he was born, he was
Enoch.
Came out glowing.
His father was Methuselah. Was a grandfather.
Anywhere near he was fucking China.
And that wasn't even this planet. That's what I believe. Noah's Ark was was a spaceship from another planet that's not here anymore. Malduk, whatever the heck the Sumerians call it.
Actually, a lot of theorists believe that that Christ might have been like alien.
I mean, there are other prophets in time that had powers. He was dark.
Well, why wouldn't the Christ conscious of love not reach alien factions? I mean, if he's omnipotent, right? Why would it not? Why would aliens be like, damn, we wanted War of the Worlds, but you know, we found this Christ love. What is this thing? You know, I mean, I'm a Care Bear kid from the '80s, so you know, I'm thinking that we're putting our power loads on. You know.
Why wouldn't they fucking want to see aliens, motherfucker?
Right. Someone said he say alien. I came to see aliens.
What gives humans?
Ice around this motherfucker.
What gives a human strength when they're at the lowest point in their life, even if they've done it several times, like most of us have? There are those times where we don't think we're going to survive it, but we do. We find that strength when we don't even think we have it. I mean, is that the higher being? The power within us?
Usually it's called a dead primer.
Yeah, like if you're ready to give it in and throw in the towel, but you know, there's that little bit of spark that says, not really, I lied. Get me to stay here as long as I can.
They won't let me go.
I get bucked, put the gun down.
I'm like,
yeah, not yet.
I'm like a literal Rasputin freak, and I've been through 2 car crashes, been paralyzed, drowned, broken bones, and they will not let me go.
Right.
Now I call it being a Rasputin. Nowadays, people should call it being a McFoley.
Wait, a what?
McFoley, wrestler. This guy went through pure hell in a cell.
Nick Foley, the wrestler. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, now we got it. Okay, I'm here.
Are you saying I made more sense with Rasputin?
What's that guy that lived that's supposedly still alive that lived like 800 years? I'll look it up.
I mean, no, Wrong one. That was Argentina. My bad. 62, he died. Sorry.
Casey Kasem?
Elvis. Definitely Elvis.
Casey Kasem.
No, there's
Tupac.
only 17
America Top 40. Hello, this is
No,
Casey Kasem.
I believe I believe the 27 Club. They didn't pass away. They're now working over in a 7-Eleven in freaking Maine.
I just know I'm too old to join.
Methuselah.
Maybe aliens are able to transport them so they can play residencies for the rest of their life. Because they died at the best of their lives, so aliens are like, yeah, they're gonna play our our central fucking galaxy for the next eon.
If not 7-Eleven, then definitely Fast Track.
Why do you think the people that have witnessed it took me away? Yeah, they're all idiots. That's why they got spit right the fuck back down here.
Let me
Never
So
picked
you
up
believe
college.
in reincarnation, comedian J. Dane? When you go and you come back? I like to hear all four of your guys.
I believe if you do not follow the laws and rules of this universe, be good to your fellow man. There's certain laws and rules. I mean, we are one. A tree is just as important. Even the shit we don't like, even fucking krill this big, biggest fucking mammal in the world, fills its belly on something this big. It all has a purpose. It's all created by one creator. Period. If you don't respect these things, I do believe in reincarnation, that you will come back again and again and again. You, to me, that's hell. That's hell. Like a vampire, they'll tell you yeah, you're beautiful and young. But who wants to live forever and watch everything you love die?
Do you know what's hell?
Die.
Not being here,
Die.
not being in heaven.
That
The in between.
that's hell. It's like Groundhog Day. Who wants to wake up and live the same fucking day every day? That's hell. Right?
That'd suck.
Love Bill Murray and Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it's like Groundhog Day. That's hell.
Constantine Phil.
Have y'all heard the fan theory on that movie?
Oh, that Ned is Satan, because he didn't let Bill Murray go in.
Like Andy now has the same thing.
That the chick what?
The Andy McDowell, where she finally like wakes up with him or whatever. It's the same thing that he's going through, except it's not it's not through her eyes, it's through his eyes. So like she's repeating the same day over and over again, just like he is.
Exactly.
So it's the entire universe at one time experiencing a lapse in time.
That is correct.
Because each and every person that he made difference in his change, in his trajectory, affected everyone else.
Do you see?
So that goes to show that we affect each other.
That's like that's hell. That's like being in jail, the same routine. It's like being on a hamster wheel. Check me out. What happened? What he kept doing after a while, it was fucking. He started trying to kill himself and jump off bridges, drive off the shit, blow his brains out. Woke up
selling bags from a bank, the armored car. Through it.
Some fucked up shit can go on up here. Up in this brain.
That's crazy.
You can become
paranoid,
schizophrenic,
until he finally got it right.
Oh God, cabin fever, yeah.
It became one with himself. That's when he was allowed to keep going over time and change himself. I guess in a dumbass way, but you have to change you within before you change anything else in this universe. You have to. You have to become correct and be true with yourself. You have to be true with yourself. Can't lie to yourself.
What made the creator make us to begin with? The creator just could have stayed
well, you can
wherever he
was. Motherfucker. We talk about some other shit.
No, what Judaism says is that God didn't like the stagnant. He needed something to create for motion. Otherwise, if everything's perfect, it's boring. He was unhappy in his state of perfectness and had to create to express
Why
himself.
you
And his wife was
you
driving
have
him
two of
crazy.
everything.
But
Down.
Well, I mean,
God's neither
according to
man nor woman.
that I've seen so far, one thing I won't do is go by what anyone else says because that's what they were taught. I'm sorry. All your
Exactly.
religion, all the things, everything you've learned.
Not religion.
And
That's
then,
what I was shown.
yeah, right. There's too many of them for any one of them to be right.
Correct.
And you're all going to tell me that I'm wrong. Well, here's the thing. I actually
religion's
have
wrong.
questions, and I will look for myself. I will find out. And the biggest problem that I have is everything that you're preaching at me, the truth says King James on it.
Bad
That's
translation.
a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't care what book it is, it's a problem. It says something else on it. Doesn't say written by Jesus Christ or the voice of God,
Well,
whatever. No,
Jesus
this
didn't
is
write
King
the
James
Bible.
translation.
Jesus studied
So,
what Bible? What Bible did he study?
and you heard it here first, folks. It wasn't just D-Day, so and you know, forgive me for cutting you off, but you heard it. That's my philosophy right there. I tell people that all the time, and they start trying to throw. Look, I'm a fucking comedian. This is what I don't give a shit about nobody. Don't throw that shit in my face because it's all written by boy and sin. I do not see one book of Jesus. I don't see a book of Muhammad. I don't
There
see
are,
around this
though.
motherfucker. So,
There,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm
there
saying? And I
are
do
the
feel him
writings
on
of
that.
Jesus. The
I
Dead
went
Sea
back to
Scrolls have
TikTok
them.
and TikTok all
In
the
the
time.
Dead Sea Scrolls, they have writings about Jesus. You have the writings of Mary. Anything after that was too far out for me. Again, Jesus was preaching the Jewish religion.
I'm
Nobody
sure he had a
there was no
motherfucking
religion.
charcoal or something.
I finally realized going to church yesterday, Jesus was the Messiah for all the non-Jews to give them a guide, somewhere to bring them to that higher level. But unfortunately, any religion is flawed. Religion is, they're all wrong because they forget about the creator. And no matter what you believe, you have to believe something created you. And people that don't believe it's just random, I'm like, so jump off the bridge then, because what you do doesn't matter. Like, what's the point of your life if there's no higher? We're not young, but we're still trying to get somewhere in life, right? You don't wake up and
right.
say, well, yeah, we're trying to get somewhere. And it ain't the end.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with my eye?
Maybe your camera, you got a smudge of biscuit grease on your camera lens.
I don't know, man. It's fucking
Could be scrotum schmutz.
probably the coloring of my eye looks
The
weird.
left
I don't
one,
like
yeah. I see that.
Hey,
Pick your
Tony,
head
what's
up
your
a little.
OnlyFans?
Yeah, what's your Cockeye. That's his name. You heard of Popeye? I'm Cockeye.
Oh
Right.
no.
What do you think the creator thinks of OnlyFans? Does creator have a page?
Well, I believe he thinks he fucked up, and he's trying to figure out where. Well, I can tell you where it says so in your book. In the beginning,
My book. Yeah. Why is it in the beginning? There had to be something outside to start with. Why can't it just be the beginning? Where's this in? Where was God? Was he out? what? It's a bad translation. But
yep.
Well, why do you think people don't read it the way Jewish people read transcript? Isn't transcript read from right to left?
Aramaic, which is what it's written in, is from right. It's from
So
right
why
to left.
wouldn't we start with the Revelations and go to Genesis?
Because the book that God gave to Moses, supposedly the Ten Commandments, had everything there. And it was given in a binary code because it said it was given in one stream. No stops.
Oh man, it's
no
binary. God, we're fucking up already,
Basically.
man. You got transcript and it's binary.
When
it
I
identifies the truth. We're fucked.
Yeah. Because it's God's language.
So again, that was man putting in title of what we were genetically, where God never placed us that way. My friend made a point where now, Tony, you're probably more versed on where it could be, but in the beginning, we is somewhere in there where there's a we that's involved. And my friend was like, who's involved in the we, Virginia? I mean, God created you, right? But who's the we that created you? And then it got me thinking, My fucking parents. They were fucking young kids fucking around, right? Dreaming of kids. They were creating with God about their own children. My dad, when he was a 17-year-old man, right, getting into the Air Force during the Vietnam War, this is a story he told us all through. This is our birth story, our pre-birth story. And what he told us is that he was a 17-year-old man walking on a dirt road, and he comes upon a fig tree that had no leaves in it. It just had just barren. And in the fig tree, there were two little girls sitting in there butt ass naked. And the two little girls said to Marty, 17-year-old Marty, okay, said to him, "We want to come home with you." Okay. And my dad, being a 17-year-old kid, he was like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm only 17. And then that was the end of the dream he had. That was his dream. He didn't have me till I was 27 in 1974. That's 10 years later. Here I come, all right, fucking up the shit. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, God listened to my dad. He listened to my father dreaming of his own children. And when he dreamt of a fig tree, his middle name is Figueroa. He's of the fig. So there's so much, semblance and learning of my heritage, knowing that the Spanish side of the house has a lot of ties to the Jewish side. And I'm like, I always knew this shit, but no one taught. We had to keep shit secret. Secrets, what do they say nowadays? Secrets are something that kills us, or the darker the secret, the more secrets we keep, whatever it is. But I think in this day and age, it's okay for us to understand that wherever we come from, the one thing that we have to do is first love ourselves. If we could figure out a fucking way to love who the fuck we are, despite our choices that are our lessons, right? How the fuck am I going to ever get anyone else to love me? And that's a hard rope, because I had husband, kids, and I barely loved Virginia. And I'm fucking 51. I didn't love myself until my mom died, if that made sense. And I didn't love myself even more till my dad died 4 weeks ago, man. He died July 2nd, 2025. He went out with fucking Ozzy. He said, "Mom, I'm coming home." No more tears, And so I wanted to share the near death that I have, because it made sense in a way that I wasn't there for my mom's death. I wasn't available to see her or see her rites in the Buddhist traditions, but I was there to be there for my father in his last times of days, and there was tears of joy. There was tears of just being there. There was times where they say that when a person is near death, they're fucking lucid and coherent and tight in the brain. He was telling us stories after stories, just naming places, talking about, "Man, I need to get my glaucoma checked." I'm like, "Dad, why don't you smoke weed? It's good for you." He's like, "I've been doing that, but I need to get surgery now." And he's just talking up a storm. And then within 48 hours, the guy's gone. Yes. He's gone.
My father.
And the one thing, I'll tell you guys, the one thing I prayed for, because when he never signed what they call a DNR. So in his condition, he's an 89-pound man, stage 4 COPD, never took anything for emphysema and for the pneumonia that he was battling, okay? He failed to drink. He was dehydrated. His heart gave up, right? And at almost 77, okay? He was born in 1947, okay? I was able to sit with him, and I'm like, prayed. I'm like, "I can't make this decision. This is hard, God. I have to make the choice, being the first fucking born, to pull the plug on this motherfucker. Shit." And so if I wasn't right in my head, I would be like, "Let that motherfucker live," or whatever. But that wasn't the case. God gave me a chance in my parents, in my realm. I didn't see my mother, but I was there to see my dad go. And I spent time with him overnight, the last night, 12 hours before he died on July 2nd, at 3 a.m., I remember singing to him. And the song that I was singing to him was a song that my abuela, who I'm named after, she said that, "No, your name is Virginia. I'm Virginia." So my abuela Virginia, his mother, came to me in spirit. And I held my father. And I wiped his, I'm not religious, but I did things that came from the gut. I had olive oil from Lebanon that I put on a soft cloth, and I was able to anoint his head, and I anointed my sister and my other sister and their loved ones and my grandkids and my children, because we all gathered. Marty didn't die alone. No matter if he spent his entire life being a loner, man, this guy didn't speak his mind to us, his kids. He didn't want us to worry. All right. The doctors looked at us like, this condition took a long time. I'm like, and this is how he chose to live. What choice as a kid? So the best thing was the time when he was coherent and they didn't have that fucking ventilator, the kiss of death that goes in your lung and they plant that seed, you're done. When you have to have an intubation, he said, I don't like this shit. Take it off. All right. He was fighting the mask, so no oxygen for him. So when he was able to speak, this is what he said. I need to talk to someone to sign the DNR myself. Right. That's the blessing my dad gave us, because he didn't want us to make that choice, because he knew how it hurt hurt me. So when he signed it, he made sure to sign it with the best intentions. He signed it with CC. You know what DNR CC is? Comfort care. That motherfucker had morphine every fucking hour pumping through his body. All right. He told us about the time where he took half a tab of LSD and traveled through 4 fucking bridges in New York. I'm like, in the daytime, he's like, nah, at night, baby. So that's our drink for us. Pardon me?
Were you there at the last moment of his life? Tell me what the actions were, because
okay, I was there 12 hours before, and I was there 12 hours prior to that, from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. And so I knew to say my goodbye then. I didn't have my psych meds. I was going through a lot at that time. So I said my goodbye at 3 a.m. My sister, Carol, from the second marriage, the one that's taking care of everything. I signed over everything. I was like, here's my social, here's my information. You got to do what you got to do financially, because my dad wanted her to take care of all that, even though he didn't write it down. And I was like, that's my dad's last wishes. I ain't contesting that shit. You handle it. Fine. Okay.
My daughter and my mother stayed with my father, who had dementia for at least 9-10 years before his body just deteriorated. He always kind of knew who we were, but those last 48 hours, he was lucid. And he was asking when he was going home, and the doctor kept saying, like, his heart giving out, he had that Stokes breathing. I left to go get my first wife, and my daughter, who was 7, stayed and sang to him. And his last motion, my mother said, Lee, if God comes for you, go with him. It's okay. We'll be fine. With that, my dad sat up, reached into the air, took his last breath, and passed. Someone came for him. Someone comes for you. Your parent, somebody leads you. And if it's not,
I felt his mother there. I felt my abuela. And it was in the turn of events, I was able to reconnect with my aunt, who I haven't seen since my grandmother, her mother's funeral in 2004. I had to reach out and say, hey, your only living brother, he's dying. When I went to see him, my other sisters, my true womb sister, Pam, came from California, and she had the hope of, he's going to get better. And I'm like, how do you tell people around you that see that they're going to get better, and you see them already, and these are I had to give him his last rites in the only way I could. So when I did the anointing of the oil, I put it on his lips too, and he suckled the lips. He suckled the oil, the anointed oil. And I picked a verse out of the Bible, and the one that I could read that touched all of us in the room, the nurses, the hospice nurses, the people coming around, was talking about the one true commandment that Jesus gave us, was to love one another. That's it. And my dad had such peace. When my sister saw him at his death, he stopped talking, because what he did to me was he went like this. He went, and then he wrote on a paper, okay, on an inky paper, and I wish I would have kept it and took a picture of it. He wrote, nothing to see here. Go ahead and go. Motherfucker! Nothing to see here. Wow. Go ahead and go.
Yeah, he knew what was happening. We got
And
about 5 minutes left.
he also admitted, because so that we wouldn't have any doubts, I'll have some, so we don't have any doubts, he said, I fucked up. He called it on himself, I fucked up.
Yeah,
I didn't take care of myself, I fucked up. You know, because as
understand.
kids, we're like, oh my God, we didn't look in on him. We didn't force him to go to doctors. We didn't do this, that, or the other.
You
But he's a
can't do
grown-ass
that.
man.
You can't force anyone to do what they won't do for themselves.
Yeah.
And you can,
And
you know,
so thank you for letting me share that, since it's so fresh.
yeah.
And we're with family. If you guys had a chance, and if you didn't see, when my daddy died, the day after, I flew to fucking Vegas.
Yeah.
I had the best time of my life, living life. I got on stage at a drag show and twerked for the nation.
You had to celebrate.
I was like, this is for you, Daddy.
Yes. You cry when you need
But that's
to.
the Puerto Rican in him. That's the Jewish in him that says that, you know, that that good times, bad times. I love the birds. Remember, Seeger, turn, turn, turn. For every season, turn, turn.
I'll leave
Right?
you with my thought of solace, because I've lost too many friends and family. When someone leaves this realm, remember they want you to live your life even more so for the part that they can't anymore. Because I've lost, you know, a good friend moved to California with, and we were hitting Hollywood. We went on auditions, and he bought himself that damn motorcycle. But it could have been me. But I respected that thing more than he did. And that changed, but that changed my life for the better, because if we hit stardom, then we'd probably be, you know, dead by now, both of us, from, you know, Hollywood. You know, like, so maybe it's a
They
blessing.
leave their spark of life. They leave their spark of life, and that spark of life goes into us.
Not
And we
everyone lets
carry
them.
it.
I'm sorry, G-Dane, go ahead.
I mean, or you'd be running a training bar.
Training bar?
What, do they do transmissions and shit?
No, a training bar.
Oh, I know, a transmission, you know, a place for transmissions with a little lounge.
Not where I want my funeral service.
No, they do. You know what? Let's go ahead and talk about that, because the one thing, like with him, he didn't have a choice in the matter how it goes out. He wanted to be cremated. Yeah. But all of us, what way do you want to go out? Like, I mean, do you want your wishes to be known, or do you want your family to figure shit out for themselves? I mean, I know that sounds odd to talk about while we're alive, but doesn't it make sense that, you know?
I was supposed to pre-plan my mom's, even though I had a place, and I was supposed to find a place for me, but it didn't out that way yet. But yeah, I kind of would like to be buried near my parents, but I gotta talk to my daughter and come up with a few grand.
19. A daughter about to be 30.
Well, the only thing,
2 sons, got 2 grandchildren. I'm leaving a legacy. These nuts they'll be coming around the mountain for hundreds of years. My bloodline's still here and happy. Fuck that.
He's
Hell
like,
no,
he's like, I'm not 7 generation. We're doing 10 generation ahead.
You gotta leave a legacy around this motherfucker. You say my name 100 years from now, you don't know who I am. You're not gonna have to, you know, call, what is that shit out?
Maybe that's the reincarnation of us. Maybe our legacy is what's ahead of us. Not only in blood and babies, but in family.
There's 3 parts of you: your mother, your father, and the creator. That's why 3 is the prime number and so important.
3.
And
well, I try to get my way, and then my mom talked me out of it, because I wanted to do like old-fashioned Thai style in the village, which are funeral pyres. And here in America, that's not legal in all the states except for one. I looked up the information because I'm hard-headed. So Colorado, somewhere up high in the Mile High fucking area, there is. And when I saw the pictures, I'm like, yeah, I changed my mind, because what they do is they put like these cement cylinders and they stuff it full of newspapers. And I'm like, and I saw the char from the other burns. And I'm like, yeah, I want my own burn. Be in someone else's fucking pit. But my mom's
Yeah,
like,
don't put me.
Virginia, you crazy. The body snapped because the ligaments cooked, you know?
Oh,
And she
God.
says in the village, the dogs circle because they think it's a barbecue. And she says the body snaps and then you come up into like this position and you come up like a boxer, right? And I have American family. They can fucking handle that shit.
Holocaust. How much is a Holocaust? My God, you're bringing back memories of a past life.
But my mom got her way. She got the cremation, and my sister was broke dick. All right, and she's the type of girl, my sister, who will pay double before she pays half price or any discount. She just won't ask. And my mom's spirit, she's the one that was from Thailand. She's like bargain, 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 discount. So the guy was looking through the invoice and he was like, well, okay, this is how much we can take off. So it ended up being a less than $600 cremation. And the dude asked her, right, for an extra $100 she can take off if she wants to push the button.
Right.
It's like, yeah, no, I don't want to be there to push no button. So yeah, push button.
Like a button to get a discount or something.
Of course, and then of course, you know, without mom telling us shit, we had to figure out on our own. She decided to jump ship. Pam was like, you know, she used to always say, don't bring me the flower to my gravestone. Bring me flower while I'm still alive. And so Pam's like, gravestone? Were we supposed to bury her? Yes. Fuck, we fucked up.
Thank God in the Jewish religion you put a rock on top of the headstone. I'd bring crystals or rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Flowers now.
It's a trip. Life's a trip. They do crazy
cousin, who they just buried, to make sure that, you know, they buried her. I still don't know how old she was. I don't know her birth year. She had to be at least 20 years older than me.
I'm gonna wind up.
What's that, Tony?
I can go downstairs. We can go ask my mom.
We're a little bit at an hour.
What I won't be.
Go ahead, Tony.
So what I would want won't be what happens more than likely. I'll probably wind up in the claims box of ash for a while and be distributed out amongst all the widows and whatnot that I don't have any emergency contacts. You know what I mean? Like when I was up in the hospital this last time, they kept asking me if there's anybody they could call. No, not anybody that answered the fucking phone. You know what I mean? So I've got no emergency contacts. I did sign a DNR when I was in there, and it was like, they said, are you sure? Because I mean, you're young. I said, yeah, I know, and I've been here a lifetime already. It's something I'd rather, you know what I mean? There's no one you can call. I don't have a last will and testament. So if I died today, I would be unidentified for a long time.
So repeat your name and repeat the county you're from.
My name is Tony Klein, and I am from Mingo County, West Virginia.
Right now you're where?
That's where Patsy Klein's from.
And right now I'm in
Kansas.
Oh yeah?
Kansas,
Walking after midnight.
Right. Right now I'm in Kansas. Yeah, in Manhattan, Kansas.
Manhattan, Kansas. I passed through there. A couple hours out of Colorado. El Dorado.
Yeah, I used to live on it.
Yeah, he's out there.
Side, 32nd and Paris.
At least you're not in the hospital.
I had a friend in
If you go back in, that DNR is no good. You got to do a new one. And I would probably not sign it. And you put.
Make sure to sign it with the CC so you have constant care with, you know, go out with, you know, your meds.
You look up whatever.
Yeah, because when they tried to put my dad on that, like for the first, they were trying to stretch and see what works. And the nurses gave him some stuff like Ativan, thinking that would calm him down. That agitated the motherfucker so bad he jumped out of the fucking bed. He's never taking psych meds like that. What are you doing? So I didn't yell. I did it in a nice, calm voice. I'm like, that is unacceptable care. That is unnecessary for this patient of yours. I am Virginia. I had to make sure to who clear. I was there like every single day. I traveled 2 hours to get there. And I noticed that the patients that didn't have people that were there, they weren't given the best care by the caregivers that were supposed to be.
No,
yeah.
not even close.
And in their last times, like, you know, I got to see the correlation between peaceful death and non-peaceful death. Because when I was in the ICU for them with my father, and the hospice, especially the hospice, you can hear the wailing through the night of the ones in their last, you know, their last times here. But there was no wailing from my father's room, you know. And the nurses even came in and they're like, we've never felt this much peace coming from a room. The hospice people were like, I can't believe your entire family is, you know, here for this man. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, I'm like, oh my God. So it hurt me to know that the difference that my father got from his family and how other people don't have that chance.
Right now.
I really shouldn't be talking about this, but my wife, she got her dad's ashes, right? And we didn't really know what to do with them. She had them in the trunk of her car for months. I was like, when is he going to start paying rent?
A car note.
Who made that car payment?
The one thing I have with, though, this point is a little different than the last hospital that I was at. The last time I was in the hospital, before this time, I got dropped off in my car, and the person took my car and left me there all day. It was Christmas Day. And then I got released from the hospital and was still on my own to find my way back. Like they did not give a fuck. This place here,
damn, who are you?
They may have rushed me along, you know, talking about getting me out of there and whatnot, but they Ubered me out of there.
God.
Like they actually paid for me to Uber to go back to where I was staying at.
Yeah.
Then I was like, God damn, I mean, that's cool and thoughtful and all, but tell me you don't want me here without telling me you don't want me here.
Weren't they dumping people down the block at hospitals during COVID? They literally dumped them with a bed, like out in the street.
Yeah.
That happened. That wasn't made up. I don't like healthcare. The healthcare system is lucky. You're lucky you had a good hospital, because I don't trust any of them. Not after the shit I've seen. My mom would, when I was taking care of my mom 7 years ago, it was a good week if she didn't go to the hospital with either constipation, diarrhea, anxiety. I mean, she'd eat Chinese food. I'm like, all right, 3 hours. You know, the fire chief was there so many times. He once told my mom, I don't know how your son could let you live this way. If I was your son, I'd put you in a home. She said, I respect your opinion very much. Now get the fuck out of my house, asshole. Okay.
That's mama. That's mama. Mama is
right
saying.
After 50, she didn't hold back. She ostracized herself from her sister and my cousin who passed. And in the end, she said, did I do the wrong thing? I said, at the time, you had to fight for your boundaries. Yes, it was harsh what you did to your sister at her son's funeral. But, you know, there was situations like Howie, before he passed, told my mom, like, Marcia says you cursed me. And she's like, Howie, I love you. And like, there was just dissension so I broke it when I came back from Colorado, and that's my cousin Marcia that passed, and got to see her at least a few times. And like, it was sudden.
What's the word? Kibosh?
Yeah. I mean, her daughter's younger than me, had a stroke a few years
ago. Put a squash to it.
Yeah, life is fucked up. Life can throw you a grenade, and like you live through it somehow. We're at about an hour and 10 minutes. It's 9:30. I gotta run and go on to be in another show. I can leave you people here, and you leave when you want. Just keep going. Let's see what happens when I leave.
Yeah, I gotta make my mom.
I love you all.
I gotta make my mom dinner, man.
See you soon in another show.
Anyway, hey Stephen, before you go, I got one question. Are you guys are the Jews lenient about tattoos now in the burial place?
I'll find out, because my daughter has several. Apparently, there are Jews that have tattoos. I suppose yes.
You think the Holocaust ones, right?
Well, that's what I said to my daughter.
Right.
Okay. Oh, when you self-decorate your skin. Gotcha.
That wasn't by choice. And as I told my daughter, you know what tattoo?
Yeah, man, I talked to a Jewish chick the other day.
I just wanted to know.
She tried to give me her number, and I was like, no, we use names now.
It's assimilated. But what was I going to say? I guess the worst is you won't be brought
Kiss
back
the
when the
back.
Jewish Messiah comes. But tattoos go back to ownership, slavery. You're owned. That's what it means.
God.
Self-mutilation.
Self-mutilation. Right, that too. It's also another theory I have of the before when we lived to
That would be
800 years
you got
and
circumcised.
the
An
gods
ancient race.
the gods that had sex with men and women, that's where S&M came from, because the women they looked devilish, so they would tie the men down and get themselves pregnant with the man's sperm, and the male demons.
What the
Hold
hell?
on. I
Taking up
want
in the damn. The hell going on?
On our next
How do
show,
we all feel about Mary
What's in that
next
matzo
week,
ball?
Spirit of the Lord came upon her?
where we'll have matzo balls and we'll have
What
Holocaust
is in the matzo ball?
398.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't think anybody heard a goddamn thing I said.
What'd you
That
say?
was important.
Damn, somebody put something on the goddamn.
I said in the world that we live in today, in this wonderful 2025. How do we all feel about Mary being 14 when the Spirit of the Lord came up in her?
Hopefully they counted years different and she was born on a leap year. 14.
Well, they lived much
Yeah.
shorter lives back then.
True, they got
did.
married at 8. Yes.
Back in the 80s. Back
Try
in
to
the 80s,
explain-
man, freaking people retired at 50.
Right. I heard Mary
Yeah.
couldn't help it because she saw Jesus was hung. Ba-dum-bum.
Oh yeah. Listen, I promise you, in therapy,
Dan, how many rosaries are we going to have to say for this set?
I love dark humor,
Well,
man.
not the mother.
Love it.
Okay.
I can see it. It has to be snappy.
The first person to make devil ham, and I will die on that hill.
I love it.
Like I was saying before,
It just took us
I need
an hour
everyone to
and
be
11
able to
minutes.
point out on the doll your therapy class where I touched you today. If you can do that, we can
Yeah,
be friends.
What's that?
Can you? Can you show on that doll where your therapist got that? Where I touched you? Can you point it out exactly on the doll she has? Probably a little bit more internal.
In the
Without
heart, if
the
I could get to Manhattan, Kansas, I literally have a picture of the sign when I went to Colorado with my daughter and 2 cars and 5 cats.
How does it feel to know that your insides were tickled and I didn't
I know
even have to
exactly
molest
where
you?
you are, Tony.
Oh, Anthony.
You're never alone when you're part of
Tony.
a family like this. You got Ohio,
Now we
you
talking.
got upstate,
Here's
you
my
got LA,
There you go.
Kansas.
Dan, it's been a fun time,
See you
Tony.
all soon. It was
Thank you
a
all.
lot of
GK
fun.
right there.